Yo, y'all killing me in the comment section, man. Y'all is killing me. They say dumpster fire Wednesday and 5 losing season in a row Wednesday. Oh man, welcome to Seminole Wednesday. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. I know it's gonna take some time for people to get used to this. So, like I said, man, Mondays Miami, Wednesdays Florida State, and Fridays Florida Gators. So make sure you guys hit the like button. Share this with a Seminole fan. Obviously, it's open mic, so all the Seminole fans they can tune in. They can give their thoughts and opinions and everything that's going on about their program, this, that, and the third. So I I kind of want to wait till a little bit more people come in. I know it's going to be rough the first couple shows. You don't normally see this a Miami Hurricane guy doing Florida State Seminole content. So I guess until more people come in and everything like that, we'll talk about this basketball score that's on the screen right now. that's tough right there. That's tough right there. These boys got whooped by 40 points. They basketball team got whooped by 40 points. Now, I know Clemson's been dominating Florida State since 2014, 15. But dang, man, this this right here, Florida State basketball team done hit a rock bottom, ain't it? Man, whoopings like this, that's crazy. That's sad. Exactly, Panama Jack. Oh man, 40 points. Golly. Golly. Man, damn, that's tough right there. Let me go ahead and get it off the screen real quick. Oh man. So Florida State, man. As more of you guys come in, we're gonna start talking about certain topics. I don't expect there to be a lot of people in here tonight. Like I said, this is the first go around. So Mike Norvell, man, we'll start off with Mike Norvell. Mike Norvell, he said them boys done gave up on the season. Yeah, absolutely. Miami's doing pretty well in basketball. I give them that. Better than they were doing in football this season, to be honest with you. But man, let's talk about Mike Norvell. So obviously the headlines, maybe a week or so ago, Mike Norvell gets an extension from Florida State, extending him to 2029. Before that, last season, after a losing season of 5-7, he did get an extension. I think it was up to 26. So now they extended him again because he won 10 games last year. Florida State was 10 and was it 10-3? If I'm not 10-4, 10 somewhere around there. 10-3. 10-3. So they basically was 9-3 on the season, beat everybody but those three ranked opponents that they played, Clemson, Wake Forest, and NC State. And they won the bowl game against Oklahoma. Arguably one of the worst Oklahoma teams, if you ask me. They was all second string. All their top guys had already done sat out or decided that they weren't going to play that game, risk injury or anything like that. But a win's a win, right? Florida State finished 10-3. Mike Norvell got his extension. Also, guys, I'm going to put the link in the chat because I do want Florida State fans, I want y'all to feel more than welcome to come on here and, give your insights on the team. I kind of want to leave it up to you guys because I got questions that, only you fans could answer. And you already know, if I answer them, I'm going to be biased. I'm going to be biased, plain and simple. Y'all already know this by now if you're on the channel. So I am going to put the link in the description. I kind of only want Florida State fans to tune in on this because, like I said, us Miami fans, we're going to be biased. We're not going to give you no props, none of that. We're not going to tell you how good or how bad your team is on a realistic standpoint. So the link is in the chat. All you got to do is click on it, and you can come on the show. Also, at the bottom of the screen, along with the Cash App and PayPal, there's my phone number. So you guys can call in if you want to be on the screen or if you don't want to, do it that way, you can call in. If you call in, I'll basically just put your voice in so everybody can hear you and do it like that. Also, if you do decide that you want to click the link, you don't have to show your face. You just have to make sure that your mic is on and the people can hear you. You don't have to show your face. Some of us are ugly. Hey, man, that's tough. Some of us are ugly. I ain't no beauty pageant winner and nothing like that. And if you hold up, if you're watching the show and you're looking for a beautiful man, something wrong with you. But anyways, man, so Mike Norvell gets his extension. Now, I do want to know from the Seminole fans, what are y'all expectations going into the season? What would you consider to be a success? If Mike Norvell came into the season and he won 9 games, would you guys be upset? Would you guys be like it's a setback? Or would you accept it and say, okay, at least he's staying consistent? Now, let's just say, shit hit the fans and boom, he's back to like 7-5 or something like that, 8-4. What would be the temperature in Tallahassee? Those are some of the questions that I would like for some of you Seminole fans to answer. All right, so let me go ahead and do a quick. I see everybody popping up in the chat. He said 10-3. Yeah, that was their record last year. What we got here? Panama Jack. They could have waited one more season before giving them an extension, but I'm happy for Mike. Yeah. What can you say? I mean, 10 wins and an extension versus 5 wins and an extension. And, 2 years in a row, Mike has gotten an extension, whether it's a winning season or a losing one. So I think Florida State probably sees the vision of whatever Mike got going on, and they think that, it could benefit them in the future. So they're trying to go all in on this guy, lock him in. To be honest with you, other than that first season with the controversy with the COVID and everything like that, Mike has been pretty under the radar kind of guy. He's not the biggest recruiter, when it comes down to it. He's not pulling in top 5, top 10 classes or anything like that. But he has, as of recently, been hitting the transfer portal very heavy. I mean, at this moment, a lot of Florida State fans are expecting ACC championship at least this year. That's from what I've been hearing. Some of them are, a lot higher than that, playoffs and championship. But for the most part, Mike has, kept his nose clean. You haven't heard too many, stories or headlines about him in a negative manner. Now, there are a lot of trolling material out there on Mike Norvell on the recruiting trail. Let's be honest. There's a lot of birthday cakes, singing birthday songs, being extra friendly with the recruits when they show up on campus, that stuff like that. I'm not making this stuff up. I highlight it on the channel all the time when I troll. So, it's facts. Let's see. We got them props when we beat you last. See, you guys beat us, but we still don't give you no props. See, you beat us 45-3. All Miami fans ever said back to you guys was 52-10. 52-10. Do your math. Do your subtraction. 52 minus 10 equals 42. 45 minus 3 equals 42. Same thing. 42 points. Congratulations, Florida State. You got your lick back. Congratulations. But hey, it's a rivalry. You got to love it. It's expected. FSU might go 8-4. Now, this is coming from a Georgia Bulldog fan. He says FSU might go 9-4. Now, I don't expect FSU fans to really attack Georgia Bulldog fans. I think you might be safe in the comment section, my guy. I don't think nobody, or at least FSU fans, want anything to do with Georgia right now. Oh, no, never mind. I lied. Highlighted that at the end of the season. When Florida State beat Oklahoma, they were posting on Twitter saying, "We want Georgia." Man, we want Georgia. Those boys moving way too fast. Panama Jack says ACC championship. Now, This year, the ACC is going away from the divisional play kind of thing, the Atlantic versus the Coastal. Now it'll just be the two top teams with the best records will play each other for the ACC championship. So they're doing away with that. Also, they're also doing away with, division. So Florida State, Miami, they'll play each other every year, but they also have two other opponents that they will play every season. I know for Miami, it's Florida State, Boston College, and Louisville. I'm not quite sure who's Florida State's two set of opponents is other than Miami. Hopefully one of you guys kept up with that and can put it in the chat. So now you got no division. So the two top records. Now, if you look at all the predictions going into this season, most teams that are getting the most praise going into the season is Clemson and Florida State. They're set to finish 1 and 2, so they might actually end up playing each other twice this year, according to the projections. We haven't seen anything happen in spring yet, so who knows? Florida State did go into the transfer portal and got a lot of players that, according to their fans, is plug and play. They could, get in there and play right away. So we'll see how that turned out. Canes Football Talk says go. Let's go. Kenny Smith says 12-0. 12-0 and at least win the ACC OFC. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Win the OFC. I don't know what is OFC. Kenny, let me know what is OFC. Don't know what that means. Canes Football Talk. Y'all not going to be ACC champs. Stop the cap. I got you, man. I got you. Said Florida State now winning the ACC. They need to stop the cap.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Okay. Here we are. 12-2 is what I would consider a success. With all the returning talent. Okay. Yeah. What about your additions? You got a lot of talent out of the transfer portal. Arguably some of the best guys out of the portal, to be honest with you. I must say this: Florida State didn't do too bad in the high school. I think they finished like ranked number 20, number 19, somewhere around there in that area when it comes to high school recruiting. I think their top recruit was the 5-star wide receiver Hakeem Williams. That was literally their best guy. I think their second best guy had flipped from FSU to Florida State on was it early signing day or national signing? One of them they flipped. So yeah, they got Hakeem Williams, one of the top wide receivers. I think it came down to it. It was between Miami and Florida State, if you ask me. And he chose Florida State. I think he had some Florida State alumni, probably legends in their eyes, kind of guys at his commitment. So, good luck to that. We also saw him and Travis Hunter got into a whole, back and forth when it came down to it. He said he's loyal to Florida State. He said, a lot of things were said, but it's all about Deion Sanders. You thought you was going to get what we get. We coming. That kind of thing. Clemson is going to have a down year. ACC champs isn't all that crazy to think. Is Clemson going to have a down year? Their quarterback, DJU, I'm just going to say DJU because he got an extended last name that I just don't like to try to even pretend to know how to say. He's gone. They got a guy, Klubnik. He's taking over. I think he's got some promising years ahead of him. Now, depending on how he comes out and play this year, we'll see how that matchup between them and Florida State goes. If I'm not mistaken, I think they play each other relatively early in the season. So we're gonna see how that turned out. not the schedule. We got 8-4 would be a huge disappointment. So you guys let me know. Is 8-4 a huge disappointment? Panama Jack seemed to think so. 8-4, 8-4. After coming off a 9-3 season where he didn't beat any ranked opponent with 8-4, would you guys take 8-4 but actually beat ranked opponent? I think your ranked opponent is probably going to be Clemson and LSU, and yeah, that's probably be a ranked opponent. And depending on how Miami's looking, they might be ranked up in the high numbers by the time they play FSU. But it's not nothing promising. If you look at Miami's schedule, realistically, they could possibly, start off 5-0. So who knows? Maybe they'll be ranked up there when they do play FSU, or maybe they could be a total disaster, and then that game will be meaningless like it has been for the past couple of years or whatever. But we'll see. 8-4 seems to be one of the numbers thrown out. Somebody says 12-0, and yeah, we'll see. Here we go. The quarterback might still be in jail. We got a shot. Wait, whose quarterback's in jail? Whose quarterback is in jail? That's a bomb right there. Somebody just dropped a bomb. Whose quarterback is in jail? Somebody, you gotta be specific. Georgia quarterback probably still in. Oh, okay. So he's talking about Georgia. It doesn't matter if Georgia's quarterback is in jail. That dude is gone. There's no more years of eligibility for Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett was a walk-on quarterback that won 2 national championships. I think he'll be fine whenever he does get out of jail, if he is in jail. I think it was some drunken disorderly kind of thing, intoxication kind of thing. I did see him get tackled, though, by the police. I think that was the most he's got tackled this year, to be honest with you. That was a hard tackle, too, on concrete. That's tough. OFC means, of course. Okay, cool. So let me go back to this comment that said OFC, if I can find it again. Okay, it says 12-0 and at least. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, 12-0 in ACC championship. Sound like 2 lies told in one sentence. Oh man, where we at? Of course, my bad. Of course, okay. Canes winning ACC. Oh, you about to get all the Florida State fans started up. You about to get them going crazy tonight. How y'all feel about that, Florida State fans? You said the Canes winning the ACC. How y'all feeling about that? How y'all feeling after y'all coming off the y'all 10-2 season and Miami's coming off of a 5-7 season? Just hired the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, and still got a higher position of coaches. My guy says Miami is winning the ACC championship. Now, Florida State, for most of their fans I've known, they've been claiming the ACC championship this whole offseason. They've even claimed more than that, but my guy says the Canes is winning it. How y'all feeling, FSU fans? Y'all gonna take that from him? DJ Ferg in the building. What's going on? How you doing, boss? If Canes win the ACC, I will retire from my job. Man. Okay, my boy say he's gonna retire. What's going on, Chris? You say Canes aren't winning ish. Okay. Talk your trash. Talk about Cap. I got you, my guy. I got you.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Oh man. And for my dude that did say Florida State is going 12-0 and now I'm winning the ACC, I got you too.
Got him. Got him.
Man, that's tough. You said I'm an FSU fan, but I work at the University of Florida. Wow. I get my guy. You work at the University of, listen, it's cool. It's cool. I know it's a job. You're providing financially for your family or whatever. But dang, that's got to be a tough job. Does the question is, does the people at Florida know that you're an FSU fan? What's the hackling like? Um, Game days. Do you have to work on game days? Do you show up in Florida game at the Florida versus Florida State game? Do you have to show up as working? So you technically in Florida gear, but you're rooting for Florida. Man, this is tough. This is a headache to think about. God dang it, man. You know what, Kenny Smith? Do me a favor, Kenny Smith. Send me some Florida gear. I need some Florida gear and I need some FSU gear. I got a couple skits that I gotta film. I need some more Florida State gear and I need some more Florida gear. Actually, since I'm doing the big three now, I actually kind of want to put up some Florida State stuff and some Florida Gator stuff on this man cave wall. So you guys could, if you guys want to send some, Florida State stuff, whether it's like little stickers or some, something to put on the wall, maybe a clock or something, anything. Y'all can send it to me. I'll put it on the wall because most of the time during the season, I'm gonna film and you're gonna see the background. So whatever you put up, whatever you send me, you'll see it in the background. But man, my guy says he works for Florida and he's an FSU fan. That's crazy. Um, as an FSU fan, I think the Canes can be more dangerous with a healthy quarterback than people think. I think a lot of the issues last year were because you didn't have a quarterback one. I think it was way more issue than just a quarterback last year for the Miami Hurricanes. The offensive line was terrible. Injuries happened back to back. The staff wasn't on cue with each other. It was a shit show. It was a whole mess. But it is what it is. We're not here to talk about my Canes. We're here to talk about these Seminoles tonight. This is y'all night. Don't make it about Miami tonight. As a matter of fact, like I said, I'm going to put the link in the chat again. Any Florida State fan that wants to come in, give their thoughts and opinions on the Seminoles, their expectations, what do they expect to see in positional groups, coaches, everything like that. The link is in the chat. CJ in the building, T2Y, why you got the team on the background? I mean, that respectfully, not really. Listen, man, this is Seminole night. This is Seminole night. I gotta represent the big three in a professional manner. I ain't gonna lie to you though. I thought about putting Travis Hunter in the background, laying down with his feet up like in the what you call it, in the what they call it when they go take those pictures, his recruiting visit photo. I thought about putting that in the background, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to keep this show a little bit professional, not just a roasting session all the time. I kind of want Florida State fans to feel at home, feel like they could come here, give their thoughts and opinions on their team without too much of the trolling. So trying to make it an open thing, open mic. But if none of them wants to come in and talk about their team, then I might be forced to just bash them all the time. I'm trying to make it fair, basically. Laugh out loud. Kenny, just watch your back. Yeah, man, that's tough. My boy worked for the Gators. He a Seminole fan that works for the Gators. Man. Laugh out loud. It's more FSU fans work at UF than think. Wow. So y'all just got a whole incest kind of thing going on. You got all these Florida fans working for Florida State and Florida State fans working for Florida. Man, that's crazy. That's backwards. But yeah, they know I'm always wearing my FSU jacket, and the players got mad at me. But it's a job. I live in Gainesville 100%. Yeah, that's that. Now you disrespectful, Kenny. If you're gonna work for Florida and you gotta wear Florida gear all day, but you're wearing a Florida State jacket, that's disrespectful. That's a conflict of interest. If I was your boss, I wouldn't give you no promotions. I wouldn't give you no overtime. I wouldn't give you no bonuses or nothing. Man, that's tough right there. Oh man, you said ain't nothing to talk about. T2Y laugh out loud. Man, I'm telling you, these Seminoles they got a lot to talk about. They just afraid that they're gonna be ridiculed. They've been ridiculed on this channel pretty much the channel's whole existence. So me coming and giving them a platform to open up and talk about FSU, they're kind of hesitant. So hopefully, as the season go on, as the shows go on, more FSU fans will be willing to talk and represent their team and stuff like that. You said Travis who? Also, guys, we're not just gonna talk football on this channel. Baseball season is coming up too. I know Florida State, almost every season they have a good baseball team, so we'll incorporate baseball and a little bit of basketball. I know you guys don't want to talk about basketball because right now your team is garbage, hot trash, Basuda. And I mean, I'm not saying that because I want to troll you guys or anything. I mean, just look for yourself. Tonight you got beat by 40. And that's been pretty much your whole season. You've been getting beat a lot in basketball. So, I know you guys don't want to talk about basketball. Now, had you guys been winning, it would have been a whole different story. But, we ain't gonna dibble and dabble in that right now. We don't give an F about FSU or Florida. Yeah, that's the attitude. That's what I'm talking about. Keep that same energy, my guy. I love it. Absolutely. You're in the wrong chat. It ain't Sugar Cane Monday, dang. That's tough. He said, my boss of Miami. Oh, God. Come on, man. Seriously? So you got a Miami fan, that's your boss, you an FSU fan, and y'all both work for the Florida Gators? I need to call. Who do I call to get all y'all fired? Who can I call to get all y'all fired? This is crazy. This is crazy. We got a Florida State fan that works at the Florida Gators, and his boss is a Miami Hurricane. What the heck? I've heard it. I've heard it all. But you know what? That ain't too far-fetched. Let me give you guys a quick story. So maybe like around 7 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, I was working for 7-Up, Dr. Pepper Snapple, which is now Keurig Dr. Pepper. My roommate, I had two roommates at the time. We had a 3-bedroom, apartment. My roommate worked for Pepsi, and my other roommate worked for Coca-Cola. We was like 3 competitors in the same house, so it's not too far-fetched, but you got a Miami Hurricane boss. Hey, at least the Miami Hurricane guy is the boss, and y'all are the worker bees and the worker ants. So I kind of like this story, man. Do what your boss tell you, Kenny. And just remember, Miami is daddy, so, just do what he tell you. That's tough. Oh, man. Tell these no fans to go to War Chant and chat with weirdos. Nah, man, I ain't trying to run away no Florida State fans. We trying to build this thing, man. We want this. I want this to be a home for all 3 teams. I want all of them to, come together on Sunday and roast each other, talk trash to each other. Football manner though, football without all the hostility. See, this kind of format on this platform is gonna start booming a lot more when these teams start playing. Because let's be real, when Florida play Miami, when Miami play Florida State, when Florida State play Florida, that's when a lot of trash talking and a lot of back and forth is gonna go. So a lot of people will start showing up, and then they'll find out about the platform, the program, and then they'll tune in, and it'll be popping. Right now, we got 20 people watching at the moment, so it's the off season. So when we get into the season and get into spring and fall and stuff like that, and more news, more headlines start popping, things are heat up, but it always start out like this. Insane Kane, man, make me want to throw up. My boy said I make him want to throw up right now. Yeah, the basketball team is trash. Absolutely, I agree with you. What up, T2Y? What up, boss? What's going on with you? Y'all just weird in Gainesville. Yeah, I agree with you. A lot of people in Gainesville, they're pretty weird. I mean, ain't really much to do in Gainesville, to be honest with you. It's that's that's hell on earth. Yeah, that's tough. Laugh out loud day in a vortex. Yeah, I couldn't see. Fortunate for me, my boss was a Miami fan the whole time I've been at my job. So he just retired. So and my the guy that replaced him, he's not a college football fan at all. So ain't got to worry about none of that. If they hired a Seminole or a Gator, and he sees my videos, he'll probably be like, let me stop messing with this guy. Let me, you know, it's Florida team. It's a Florida team, so it's gonna be a mixture of teams. Um, you even have some that's GA, Bama, and LSU out there, but not too many. Yeah, I mean it's normal. It's normal. If you got LSU, guys from all those other places, it's normal for them to work within the state of Florida. I mean, they live here, so working for Florida State or working for any institution that's in the state it's not uncommon. But if they were living in like Louisiana, and let's just say they're an LSU fan and they're working at one of LSU's rival that's in the state or whatever, then you might see the same kind of degree that you're going through. I mean, I'm a boss myself. I'm a supervisor. I get what you're saying, but you're not the supervisor of that Miami fan. You're not the supervisor of him. You're the supervisor of you. You. UCF told me to ask you, can you add them to the Big Four? No, absolutely not. There's only two criteria that's got to be met for UCF. One, the first one, they got to prove themselves in the Big 12. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. They just came out of the Group of Five. They're going into the Big 12. They got to prove themselves in there. Two is win a championship. Win a championship. And no, I'm not talking about that claimed championship in 2017. Say what you say, UCF fans. Y'all went back-to-back years undefeated, and you beat Auburn. Congratulations on claiming the championship, but unfortunately, nobody sees it. 2017, everybody sees Alabama as a championship. As the champs. They beat Georgia in that comeback that the Georgia Bulldogs choked in or whatever. So no, UCF is not allowed until they prove themselves. That's tough. Yeah, nope. Florida State, bringing that swag back. Did Florida State ever really have swag to bring back? Well, yeah, you're right. Bringing it back. After four or five losing season, winning 10 games, then yeah, I guess you could say y'all bring the swag back. What swag? What swag, man? Hey, Florida State fans, y'all ain't got nothing to say. Y'all ain't got nothing to say. All right. Well, let me ask you guys a couple of questions. What do you guys? Well, first of all, for most of you that's just joining, because I see we got like 25 of you now. What are your expectations this season? What are your score predictions? No, I'm sorry. Record prediction. What are your record predictions? Also, what record would make you guys say Mike Norvell is not the guy and we made a mistake giving him an extension? also want to know how you guys feel about Jordan Travis. Is he really a Heisman candidate, like you guys been saying? Is he really on that level? Do you guys think he'll be in New York? He said FSU invented swag. Wow, okay. FSU invented swag.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
FSU invented swag. Man, that's tough. Y'all swag is Dora the Explorer backpack. Wow. DJ Ferg says 11-1. Who's that one loss that you guys gonna take? Are you losing to Clemson? Are you losing to LSU, Miami? Who you losing to? Jason Melvin. I always I always find it tough when I see two first names and one's the last name. Anyways, LOL. The swag we showed against Miami and Dope South. 9-3. Okay. Marquis says 9-3. Okay. 9-3. Same old. I just hope we stay healthy. Okay. 12-0. 12-0, 12-1. But if we go 10 wins or lower this year, that's a disappointment. And specifically, we don't make it to the ACC championship. 12. FSU fans, are you guys serious about the 12-0 and the 12-1? Are you guys serious about that? This man said 10 wins or lower this year. That's a disappointment. 10 wins or oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I think Kenny gonna be my favorite Florida State fan. I think he gonna be my favorite. Oh man. We're not talking. We're not talking right now. We just working. Okay. I like that approach. I mean, after 4 losing season, and it's starting to pay off. FSU got 10 regular season wins. Minimum goes 6-0 at home next year for real, if healthy. Okay, so 10 wins, 6-0 at home. All right, so y'all should be sold out then if y'all winning at home. Okay, we shall see. That Florida State versus Miami game, I will be there. Also, will be going to FSU versus LSU, that first opener in Orlando. So I will be there, filming content. Any FSU fans that wants to, be a part of the videos and stuff like that, just be on the lookout. I'll be out there. Now, I know I troll a lot on this channel, but I'm not a violent man. I do not, invite violence or anything like that. I know a lot of you guys get triggered by some of the things I say in some of my videos. Please don't see me at the games and come with that rah-rah mess, because I'm not about it. I will Charleston White your ass. I will call the police on you. I ain't got time to fight you or none of that. I got kids to feed and kids to watch grow up. So, keep it sports and everything like that. If you see me at the game and you say Miami sucks or something like that, that's cool. That's great. But don't come try to fight me and anything like that, because I'm not going to change my mind how I feel about y'all Seminole. If you knock me out, guess what? I'm still going to get on the internet. I'm still going to talk trash about your team. So, keep that in mind, guys, because I know there's a lot of weirdos in this world. But I will be attending more FSU games in the near future. Like, literally, trying to push this channel as far as I can, incorporate not just Miami content, but, Florida State and the Florida Gators too. I will be in y'all territory, preferably y'all home games. Fortunate for me, I live in South Florida, so going to FSU versus LSU, that's going to be a good atmosphere, to see, because FSU did beat LSU this past season in a thriller, to be honest with you. So, all right. Now that that's being said, also guys, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Hit the like button. We lose. I think he meant to say lose to Clemson regular season, but then beat them in the ACC. I think if you lose to them in the regular season, you're probably not going to beat them in the ACC. It's probably foretelling, depending on how the rest of y'all season go anyway, because you're playing pretty early. But if they beat y'all early on in the season, that just goes to show you, and depending on how they beat you, that just goes to show you how Dabo's working. Because as you know, he fired Brian Streeter and replaced him with one of the Riley brothers. You know, the Lincoln Riley brother. I don't even remember his name. I just know he Lincoln Riley brother. You know, that's tough. Remember when they were like, that's Ray J, ain't that Brandy's brother? Yeah, that guy, Lincoln Riley's brother. So we'll see. But if they beat y'all early and they mud stump you or something like that, then it'd probably be fair to say that you guys ain't gonna win. Door to Explorer backpack. If y'all swag, oh man, that's tough right there. That's tough. Willie Tagger in the backpack. I mean, who that good on our schedule? Than Clemson and LSU. Yeah, we said the same thing last year. I mean, who's on our schedule that could beat us other than Clemson and Texas A&M? And look how that turned out. So, yeah, everybody's the off-season champs. Kenny jumped on a live call. Yeah, Kenny, the link's in the chat, Kenny. You could jump on, or any Florida State fan to be exact. Y'all could jump on and give your thoughts on your team. Y'all just have to you don't just have to type it in the comment section. And if you don't want to show your face, there's an option to turn the camera off. Stop y'all trash and you know it. I don't know who's trash and who knows it. FSU gonna lose to Miami, Clemson, and LSU. How would you guys feel about that, FSU fans? Most of y'all probably figure you probably will lose to Clemson and LSU. But if throw Miami in there after beating Miami 45-3, Miami going 5-7. The whole coaching staff changed. If Miami were to beat FSU this year, how would you guys feel about that? Is that a fireable? Is that a fireable for Mike Norvell? Y'all let me know. T2Y, please explain to me how Miami hasn't won a bowl game since 2008. Well, see, DJ Ferg, I can't explain that to you because Miami won a bowl game in 2016 when they beat West Virginia. So nice try, my guy. Yeah, come back again. DJ, that's Monday chat. You got to come back. This FSU chat night. Oh man, I think I'm gonna like these wins. I wonder what Friday gonna be like with them Gator fans. Marquise Slaff Slide, get out the FSU chat running the show tonight. It's all good fun. If you want to hurt someone over a football, you've got some serious issues. Yeah, man, for real. All the FSU fans I've ran into though, y'all been pretty pleasant. The ones that I do run into that do know who I am, they be like, man, you funny as hell. And I'll be like, hey, man, appreciate it. I can appreciate fans that, likes the trolling and everything like that. They understand that it's a rival and all that good stuff. So that's pretty much what I wanted when I started trolling FSU anyway, was, that respectable rivalry. Here's the thing. My best friend, we grew up watching Florida State and Miami together. Every year we watch it together. You get your salsa and your Tostitos or whatever dinner was that mom's cooked, whether it's his mom or my mom's, and we watch the game. And I just let you know, at the end of the game, either he's pouting, mad, or I'm pouting, I'm mad. But at the end of the day, we was talking trash and having a good old time the whole game. So that's pretty much, how I even started trolling FSU. And it's been a divide ever since. Hold on, guys, 1 second. All right, guys. So yeah. Said laugh aloud. Okay, you cool with me, Marquise? Okay, cool. They don't want to sound dumb. T2Y laugh aloud. That's why they're not jumping on. Yeah. I would get on, but I'm at my second job. Got to make that money. All right, no problem. So FSU fans, like I said, Jordan Travis, man, what are y'all expectations for Jordan Travis this year? What do you guys want to see out of Jordan Travis? Can Jordan Travis take it to that next level? Can he be that Heisman candidate that you guys are, boosting him up to be? Who will be his top receivers? I see that you guys lost a lot of guys to the portal, and that this and third or whatever. So, who's gonna be our top receiver this season? The 5-star receiver that you guys got in Hakeem Williams. Um, what will his season be like? Will he redshirt? Or he's gonna be an instant impact kind of guy? Also, guys that you guys did lose to the portal, how vital were they to the team? That kind of stuff. Want to get into it a little bit about that. Also, I do got you guys pulled up on 247 as of right now. So let me see what some of the main topics that you guys are talking about. You guys are talking about FSU men's basketball absolutely destroyed by Clemson. Yes, totally did. Canes, just mentioned, bro. All love. I've been listening to T2Y for a while now. Appreciate that, boss. Appreciate you. Jordan going to win the Heisman this year, no doubt. So Kenny's the only Florida State fan that seems to got like a lot of optimism going into the season, man. He's over the top with it. He got that Seminole pride, man. I think he part of that no blood raw crew. All the other Florida State fans, man, they've been down for so long that they don't have no pride right now. They don't believe in that team. They have a feeling that they could be good, but they don't want to buy in and say that they'll be good because they're afraid that in the end, when they do lose, it's going to be trolling. I'm here to tell you guys, man, believe in your team, trust your team. The trolling going to come regardless, so you might as well just get used to it. We're in good shape. I expect Jordan Travis will win the Heisman and get drafted second or third round, and he'll beat Miami 45-6. Well, first of all, that don't make no sense, DJ. Because if he wins the Heisman, why would he go second or third? If Jordan Travis win the Heisman, that means he's MVP of college football. He's an exceptional quarterback. To win that, you got to be the most talented quarterback in the country. Because let's just be real, there's a lot of competition. So if he wins that, why would he be a second or third round pick? Why not first? How? Chris said you on that booger sugar. Oh man, that's crazy. Why would he go second or third round if he's a Heisman? Let's see what else they're talking about. Travis and Benson. What's the deal with Travis and Benson? Oh, actually, go back. I just seen Florida State fans talking about Miami again. Miami hires an OC. Let's hear what they got to say about Miami's OC. Let's see what they talking about with the Miami OC. You said not necessarily. Okay, so you saying he can win the Heisman, but still get drafted worse than all the other guys that he beat out and show that he's more talented than? Make it make sense, man. He's going first round. If he wins the winning the Heisman, come on, yeah, I'm with you on this one, Kenny. You ain't saying too much stuff that I'll be like, yeah, Kenny, right, but I'm probably with you on this one, and I'm also with you on this one, Ham. He not winning the Heisman, so stop talking about it. Yeah, I don't think George Travis winning no Heisman, but if he did, he definitely would probably go first round. I mean, how you gonna skip over the Heisman and go? That's crazy, Miami. So let's see what they're saying. I know nothing about this man. So hold on, let me make it a little bit more bigger so easier to read and easier to see. So PC Seminoles says, I know nothing about this man. All right, so I like it. I like it when people, when they don't know something, they don't speak on it. That's good. But for anybody that tuned in, make sure you guys hitting the like button. Also, right now we're looking at FSU's board on 247, where they're talking about the Miami Hurricanes offensive coordinator. Thought Brandon Marcello said it. Said is his article where he's deep threat. Miami and Mario are going to hire recruiting assassins as coordinator. Fired after 1 year at Kentucky. I believe Houston Donna calls the offense. So here's this guy that's claiming that basically Shannon Dawson, who's the offensive coordinator that Miami hired, saying that basically he wasn't calling the plays. It was Donna that's calling the plays. So there you go. Accusations already. Not sure many wanted this job after reigning Boys Award winner fired after 1 year. Their program is not getting kind of weird of much in coaching community. I mean, FSU fans, had you guys had the season that Josh Gaddis had at Miami with your offensive coordinator, would you keep him? Think about this: 10 quarters of no touchdowns, 10 quarters, a game and a half with no touchdowns. Would you guys want to keep that? Also, bumping heads with all the other coaches on staff. Would you guys want that in your program? I don't think you would. You fired Willie Taggart after a year and a half. I don't want to hear that from y'all. Seeing Houston fans say he got play calling duties taken away from him mid-season. Okay, so some more accusations being good move for Dawson to move from a staff that's going to be fired next year to a staff that's going to be fired in 2 years. Oh man, Cristobal is hiring from the air raid. Laugh out loud. Yeah, it's kind of amazing to see Cristobal take that step because he's always been a run heavy guy. But let's not act like this guy's not going to run the ball. Let's not act like that. See y'all in Doak. I hope y'all come to play this year because y'all still in the locker room when the game started last year. Bet. I feel like the players from the portal brought us fire. We need the missing pieces to make us the ACC championship. Florida State got a lot of optimism for that ACC championship. That's why Dillingham is gone. Okay, so our Josh Gaddis was y'all Dillingham. Okay, got you. I said second or third round because availability is the biggest ability. His health would scare GMs. Okay, so Travis. So is Travis Hunter? From what you're saying, is Travis Hunter? Not Travis. Jordan Travis. Is Jordan Travis a liability for Florida State because of his help, or not even for Florida State, for an NFL team? So that's why you're saying second or third round, even if he wins the Heisman. Man, that's crazy. Um, you said big guy, no way. Gaddis was a cancer in the locker room. Nobody respected him. Chat respond with Miami quarterback. That's even getting Heisman buzz going into next season. See where y'all at right now with Jordan Travis and this Heisman talk. A season ago, Miami was there with Tyler Van Dyke with the Heisman talk. So it's nothing new to us. It's nothing new to us. The now I must give you guys an advantage with Jordan Travis because you guys didn't actually change any offensive coordinator. So he'll still be running under that same system at Florida State. So I think the only coaches change I seen you guys have was with Patrick Surtain bringing him on board. So man, Jordan Bowman, damn, FSU got 40 piece by my Tigers tonight. Yeah, man, we we saw that. We saw that, Jordan. There it is for you one more time for the people in the back that didn't see it. Florida State got whooped by 40 by Clemson. I will be at the Miami versus Florida State basketball game on the 25th. That's a Saturday. That game is at 2 p.m. I will be at that game. So I will be down in Miami on the 25th to watch that game. That's tough. That's tough, Florida State fan. You know, basketball ain't y'all year. Should be a fun spring with both sides of the ball learning a new scheme and 2 weeks to prep. Yeah, Miami defense and offense. You know, new systems. By the way, guys, these are the Florida State Seminoles that's commenting on the Miami Hurricanes offensive coordinator hire. They got to say he will be drowned in the system known as Telemundo Mario. Wow. It doesn't say Telemundo Mario. Man, this guy just said a simple question. Who? We keep winning. I guess he's looking at this as a win for Florida State with us hiring this offensive coordinator. Roster's going to have a schematic whiplash. Went from Lashley's version of the Malzahn offense, Miami, to Mario and Gaddis trying to install a power run first scheme to an air raid guy, and he needs to be on the ball to run the air raid with a bunch of jogs at wide receiver. All right. So we kind of get an idea of how the Florida State, fan base feel about the hire for the OC at Miami. That's tough. That's tough. Let's go back to the first one though. Travis and Benson. So obviously they think they got a two-headed monster with Jordan Travis at quarterback and Trayshawn Benson, at running back. Trayshawn Benson showed a lot of what's the word for it? He showed a lot of promise this past season. I think he even got what's the other guy name? The other running back that hit the transfer portal. I think he even scared him up out of town. Trayshawn Ward. I think he scared him up out of town. So yeah, we'll see. Also, yeah, we did see that both of those guys went to the Super Bowl. What Florida State fans, if y'all know, what was the reason of them going to the Super Bowl with this Battles In collective that they do have endorsements or should I say NIL deals with? What was the whole purpose of them going to the Super Bowl? Was it just to take them there, or was they on a business kind of thing? Were they shooting a commercial or something? What was the reason? Um, those two guys are flying in transatlantic private jet, looking like a Global Express, serious money even to charter. But what was the reason for them going there? What was even the reason? Um, Oh yeah, now that we do got Jordan in here, Jordan, what's your thoughts on? I'm gonna put the link in the chat. I don't know if you want to come on. I'll give you the floor to talk about. Since Florida State is talking about taking the ACC championship, you guys are the reigning champions. Since no Florida State fans really wants to give their thoughts and opinion, I'll bring the Clemson guy on if he wants to come on, so he could tell you guys why you guys might or might not beat them this year. Why you guys might or might not win the ACC championship, since right now Clemson is still the favorite to do so. And if you guys want to come on and then, tell him otherwise, then you can. Bell and Morlock are going to make for tough matchups as well. Who's Bell and Morlock? See, as these shows go on, I will get more familiar with you guys' roster, with the personnels and everything like that. So it'll be more knowledgeable and everything, not just the typical stuff that you normally see from me with you guys. This season, actually, I did take a step forward in getting to know some of your guys, through your transfer portal, through your recruiting and stuff like that. So, yeah, but the link is in the chat. Florida State versus Clemson. Florida State versus Clemson. All right, so I got Jordan here. Jordan, what's going on with you?
What's going on? What's going on?
So
feeling good. 40-point win.
Oh yeah, we just see that. Let me pop that on the screen one more time for the Florida State fans that didn't see it. Yeah, Clemson beat y'all by 40 points tonight. That's tough.
That's tough.
They couldn't do it in Miami. Lost by 4 points, but they multiplied that by 10 versus y'all. That's tough.
Yeah.
So
we lost to Boston College last week. That's crazy. How you get 40 piece by a team that lost to Boston College?
Man,
it's tough.
So going into the football season, I see a lot of Florida State fans saying that basically 12-0, 12-1, winning the ACC, beating Clemson, whether beating them in the regular season and beating them in the ACC championship, or losing to them in the regular season and beating them in the ACC championship. You're a Clemson fan. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, listen, I get why Florida State fans are excited. They should be. If I was in their position, I would be excited. They had a lot coming back. They did some work in the transfer portal. They're shaping up to be a really good team. Mike Norvell, he's a good play caller. That offense is really good. But they're talking a little crazy right now. Listen, I think the expectation for Florida State fans, at least with the talent they have, I think the expectation should be to at least get to the ACC championship. Now, if they don't win it, I don't think that's a failure. I've talked to some Florida State fans that are like, man, it's ACC championship or bust this year. I don't see it that way. Because especially since if you play Clemson twice, the chances of going 2-0 aren't great. So I'm just saying that I would temper my expectations a little bit. If you're one of those Florida State fans that are like, yeah, we're gonna we've got to go undefeated, or not even just undefeated, but win the ACC, or it's a failure of a season. I don't see it that way. I do think that if they don't get to Charlotte with their schedule and their talent compared to the teams they play, other than Clemson and LSU, who has even if they lose that game, it doesn't matter to the ACC standings. Then you should be disappointed. So I get why they're excited. They're going to be a good team, but the fans that are talking ACC championship or bust or playoff, even playoff or bust, yeah, that's a little too much for me. Because as good as they were last season, they really didn't beat anybody that great. So I would just chill. They lost at home to DJU. That's all I'm saying.
Not one ranked. They didn't beat not one ranked opponent last year.
Right.
They even lost to NC State, who had a wide receiver playing quarterback. towards the
That was the
second
worst
half
loss.
of the game.
That was the most
And then
embarrassing loss. They had no business losing that
they've
game.
lost to Wake Forest too, by the way. I think 4th straight season now.
Yeah, that's not a good
So,
streak to.
and if you watch the Wake Forest game, Wake Forest let them climb back into that game because Wake Forest was like literally blowing them out. So this
Yeah, they were up by
team
like 20
is,
at one point.
I think Florida State is on the uprise, but I don't think they're moving at the speed that the fans think they are. I don't think they're gonna just magically win the ACC championship this year and be like looking to be playoff contenders or anything like that. I do see the what's the improvements that they've been making over the years. But yeah, we got an article here. It says FSU checks in at number 11 in the ESPN preseason SP rankings. Um, Pretty much teams that ESPN released their annual preseason rankings, whatever. Florida State sitting near the top of the list. Florida State found himself at 11. Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, Penn State, Tennessee, LSU, Oregon, Texas, and USC, all ahead of Florida State. So they are ranked ahead of you guys in that SP plus rankings or whatever at the ACC. Clemson's one spot behind them, which is at number 12. So obviously going into the season, they got you guys playing each other in the regular season, plus possibly playing in for the ACC championship. They do have you guys as probably the most highly possible teams to win it. What is it going to take for Florida State to actually beat Clemson?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, and I think it's a good opportunity for Florida State. Yeah, they got to come to Death Valley, but Clemson is obviously transitioning into a new offense. They're going to have a new starter at quarterback. I mean, technically a new starter. With Cade Klubnik, new offensive coordinator. There's no guarantee that that's going to be they're going to be rolling right off the bat. So that game is early in the season. And so if Clemson doesn't have their stuff together, that could be a tough. I mean, that'd be a good chance for Florida State. And Mike Norvell, he knows how to dial up an offense. Jordan Travis is a load to deal with, and they're gonna have some playmakers. So if Clemson isn't up to snuff on the offensive side of the ball, they got a real shot of pulling off the upset. Because Clemson, I mean, even though the Florida State is going to be picked a lot to win the conference, they're not going to be favored when they go into Death Valley. They're going to be an underdog. So it'll be an interesting game.
So some of the comments are flying in. Well, that seemed reasonable, but I'll take us over Penn State, Tennessee, Oregon, and Texas. See, now this is Florida State fans going above and beyond to sound ridiculous. Penn State had a better season than you guys. Tennessee definitely had a better season than you guys. Oregon, questionable. And Texas is questionable. But I think Oregon would have the upside on you guys, too. So you guys are in a reasonable position at number 11, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think that's about right. They got room to move up, but they haven't shown enough for me to be like this is just without a doubt a top 10 team, because they finished the year strong, but one, they didn't beat anybody that great, and even in some of those wins they showed some flaws. That the defense statistically wasn't bad, but watching them and some of the secondary, and I know Florida State fans will agree with me on this, the secondary, especially the corners, were not very good last year. And so if that's not fixed, I know they brought in Pat Surtain as their cornerbacks coach. So if he gets them right, that'll be huge. But they were a liability last year. So if that's still a problem, there are going to be some teams they play on that schedule that are going to be able to light them up through the air. So you got to fix that defense. You have some talent on the defensive line, and the linebackers are what they are, I guess, but you got to fix that secondary.
Now, this guy is saying basically cursing word list. Even if we beat LSU week 1, we won't be top 5 because of disrespect. Will it be because of disrespect, or possibly you won't be? It's the first game of the season. You got to think about it. The teams that are ranked ahead of you, more than likely, they're going to win their games too.
Yep.
They're more than likely going to play a cupcake team where they're going to probably beat them, blow them out. So you might play an LSU team where you might lose that game, or if you do win it, you might not win it by a large margin. So it might be fair to say you're not going to be top 5, depending on where you already are in the rankings to begin with.
Right.
But seeing that you do play a ranked opponent, and if you win and everything like that, they might actually do boost you guys up, whether it's top 5 or right outside of it.
Yeah, it depends on where LSU is at, too. And if Florida State isn't already top 10, I mean, if they beat LSU, they'll be in the top 10 for sure. I don't know, top 5 might be a stretch because if everybody, like you said, if everybody else wins their games, that's just not how the AP poll works. They're like the voters aren't gonna just put Florida State, up in their top 5. Everybody's gonna put Florida State in their top 5 and make it so that Florida State's a top 5 team. But I think they'll definitely be top 10 if they aren't already, if they beat LSU, because they'll probably be somewhere between 10 and 13, 15. So
now, see this guy here, he's more of a level-headed fan. He said SP Plus is a very good model. Bill C does a great job. Has us at 11, because even though returning production metrics are great, the recruiting rankings and recent history metrics aren't going to scream top 10 for us. Yeah, you guys just came off of a 10-win season, but you got to look at the seasons before that. You hadn't had a winning season in 4 years. Plus, the talent, hasn't been always on y'all side, whether it's recruiting. But you guys did improve a lot in the transfer portal. I'll give you that. But it's definitely not screaming top 10. So I think them putting you at 11 is possibly fair.
Yeah, and the thing about that model, I agree with the commenter. The SP Plus is a pretty good model. It's a pretty good job. I've seen, I follow Bill Connolly on Twitter, and I read his stuff. He does good stuff. But one thing that a lot of these models don't predict well is transfers, and they don't. That's still something that these analyst guys are trying to figure out. As we get more and more deeper into the heavy transfer portal era, they're trying to figure out how to incorporate transfers and how that factors into production and trying to make that model more accurate. So it's always it's a balancing act. Yeah, but the recruiting rankings definitely bring Florida State down a little bit because they haven't recruited out of this world. They've been fine, but they haven't recruited better than a lot of the teams ahead of them.
Oh man, so I actually was waiting to run into this one on their boards, but sources: Miami is expected to hire Cincinnati linebackers coach Derrick Nicholson as linebackers coach. The 36-year-old former FSU star had. I just want to stop there. The former FSU star. So Miami's bringing on the linebackers coach Derrick Nicholson. Now, this guy is a Florida State alumni, played linebacker at Florida State. I think he racked up like 207 tackles, if I'm not mistaken, from what I've read. Seminole fans, how you guys feeling about that? Now, I know it's not far-fetched, for, fans or players or whatever to go work for the other teams and stuff like that. But how do you guys feel about your former linebackers coming here to teach our linebackers to kick your ass, basically?
Oh, well,
that's pretty much what it is. Okay, so some of them did react. That one hurts. Sucks. He's going to Miami. Somebody replied to it. This is the first hire that makes sense. I mean, we did have Sabbath Joseph, who worked up there, then came down to Miami. So, I mean, they do have Randy Shannon on their coaches.
Yeah, he coaches linebackers, so
Somebody said, "Who is it? Tweet not loading." Former Noel, yeah, probably a good thing long term for us. Similar to Dugan at Miami. So, do FSU fans, do you guys feel like this is a stepping stone for him? He comes down to Miami, coach linebackers, and then eventually, goes up to FSU. Um, are you guys not content with the linebackers coach that you do have? Isn't that Randy Shannon?
yeah, it is Randy Shannon.
So if they were to get rid of Randy for an FSU guy, I could see Florida State doing that. I could see them doing something like that. Randy Shannon could be possibly doing a great job with the linebackers, but they'll probably still take the FSU guy in a couple of years over him.
I would, and just because I think Randy Shannon, he's getting up there in age. I don't think he's recruiting as well as he used to either. I know that's been like I listen to a lot of Florida State fans. I got a lot of Florida State friends, and they, so I like to think I have a good idea of how their fans feel about certain things, and so I know that the linebackers they were a problem before. They've gotten better, but they're not really bringing in the talent, and they're kind of having to rely on transfers right now, as far as just getting better talent in the room. So I think you go somebody, they'd be better off, when he decides to move on, getting somebody younger that can recruit a little bit better.
Now this guy says NC Knoll and NYC knows Louisville linebackers never scared me. This doesn't bother me either. So I think he coached at Louisville. I want to say 2014 or 15, one of those years. He did coach linebackers over there, so they're saying they're
Louisville's
not scared.
linebackers were good this year. They're
And
real good this year.
I think he's a good recruiter too. So that's a major move for Miami, in my opinion. Now, I mean, he's no Charlie Strong, but it is what it is. See, I remember mentioning him for our linebackers job last year. From what I've been reading, he will. Oh, from what I've been reading, he's well regarded. It would sucks if they get Ernie. Who's Ernie?
Oh man, who? Ernie? I don't know. Ernie Sims?
Maybe
It might be Ernie Sims. You know what? Yeah, it probably is Ernie Sims.
Yeah, we'll find out. This move makes sense, unlike Dawson, which makes no sense. Okay. Yeah, yeah, but a lot of them. Okay, he does say it's Ernie Sims.
Okay, yeah, I figured
Ernie Sims.
he was. Yeah, another Florida State. He was
Oh
really
shit!
good.
Oh shit! Here we go. T2Y is a sellout. Fake Miami fan. Keep FSU go. FSU keep him.
Damn, that's a steep accusation.
It's
you got to beat these sellout allegations.
Hold on, let me address this. 30 Rock Shorty. Orange and green is in my blood, my guy. But I wouldn't think you would understand a business decision. YouTube is a business. There's plenty of FSU fans that watch the channel. There's plenty of Gator fans that watch the channel. So in order to move the business along, I've incorporated all three content. I do it anyway. Even when I do Miami content, I still talk about FSU. I still talk about Florida Gators. Miami is tatted on me. It's on my forearm. I can't hide it. I wear sleeves. Everything I wear is Miami Hurricanes. So, respectively, I don't need your validation, my guy. Whether you call me a sellout or whatever you want to call me, that's cool. You have the right to your opinion. But guess what? I'm still gonna do this. You ever look at the ocean?
Yeah.
And think about all that water. Think about all that water. You're just a pebble in the ocean right now.
Mm.
So if you want to rock with T2Y, you can rock with T2Y. Miami Monday, or you can rock with me on Sunday when I talk about all college football. I drop Miami Hurricane videos all year round, Florida State and Florida Gators too. So hey, if I'm a sellout to you, then great. I want to see who's not a sellout to you. Maybe a Miami Hurricane that says we're going 12-0 every season, we're winning every national championship. Maybe that's your guy. But cool. If that's what it takes to be a sellout, then great. T2Y is a sellout. Yay! Hip hip hooray! Yay!
Got him! Got him! Got him! Got him!
Damn, 30 rack. He called you a pebble, bro.
And one more time for my boy 30 right. Gotcha. Anyways, back to our scheduled programming. Some people can't comprehend the hustle. Laugh out loud. Hey, man. Hey, you can bring in the water, but you can't make them drink or think or whatever the saying is. Anyways, let me see. Any more Seminoles? I'll probably have a blinder on because he's a former Knowles, but I think he's a solid hire. Other hires prove why Miami is the gift that always gives. But credit when due. So if this guy wasn't an FSU alumni, they would literally be hating on him.
Probably.
Definitely seemed like it would be a lot of hate. Seminole fans, y'all can let me know in the chat. Y'all are in here. If this guy was not an FSU alumni, would you guys be hating on him? Would you guys be downplaying him? Don't lie. Be truthful. Don't lie. Be truthful. Had we went out and hired any linebackers coach, it don't matter. Miami assembled a staff last year that possibly was a super staff. FSU found ways to hate on them before they even played a game or even practice or anything like that. So I know they're going to reserve the hate now because he's an alum. So we have a Kane at linebackers coach, and they have a Noel doing the same thing. Go figure. Oh, my God. So obviously Brandon Streeter left, not left, got fired from Clemson. You guys replaced him with a Riley guy, right?
Yep.
Now you go up against Florida State this season. What are your expectations based on what you've seen from their defense last year? Because they do have a lot of their defensive production coming back versus this new offense that you guys are going to install. Is the offense similar to what y'all are running, or is it something that the players going to learn all over again? So Florida State might actually have an advantage.
Actually, in a lot of ways, it's not that different. But I think the biggest thing is situational play calling. And I think some of the stuff he does is a lot of the stuff that Riley does in the run game is a lot different. He does a good job of scheming guys open, and so that's something that Clemson hasn't been able to do the past couple of years. It's fine, something that Mike Norvell does really well is scheme guys open, and I think that's something that Clemson hasn't been able to do. And Riley, everywhere he's been able to do that. And so I think that's the biggest thing. It's not that different from a schematic standpoint from what we were doing before, but it's just the way it's implemented, I guess, is the best way to put it. The way he calls it. And so what I'm looking for a lot of, exploiting matchups. That's something that Clemson hasn't been able to do that Riley does really well. Because I think they're, especially with some of the receivers that I think Clemson will have, and some of the guys that I think are going to take a big step. I think they have a real chance to make some big plays if Florida, especially if Florida State's defense isn't fixed. And I'm not I'm not super high on Adam Fuller personally. I mean, I think he's fine, but I think he's a flawed coordinator, and so I think there'll be opportunities to make some big plays, and so I expect Riley to do that. But we got to see it first. I got to see it first. I'm not fully on board until I see it. Yeah, it's a great hire. I love the hire. I think it's the best hire on paper we could have possibly made. But at the end of the day, you don't know until you actually see it.
What do you think Clemson's biggest threat will be against Florida State?
I mean, Jordan Travis. Yeah, I mean that's really that's really what it comes to. Honestly, that's what scares me the most is but
Hold on, somebody just took a shot at you in the comments. Boxing Monster said this Clemson guy's a clown. Adam Fuller is a savage.
I mean that's your opinion, but if I mean Adam Fuller couldn't stop DJU. So you tell me. Everybody, Syracuse got DJ put on the bench. South Carolina's defense made DJ. He completed 9 passes. He was 9 for 29. So North Carolina's defense got DJU benched. So I'm just saying I don't think Adam Fuller is that. I don't think he's all that.
On the other hand, Joshua here agrees with you. I'd be cool with a better hire than Fuller. He's shaky. So one saying Fuller is a savage, and the other saying Fuller is shaky. So you got 2 Florida State fans with conflicting arguments.
I don't think one thing he does a good job of getting a lot out of his front seven, but I really, and that's just from watching Florida State these past couple of years, I don't think they do a good job of coaching their defensive backs very well, which is why they had their best DB the past couple of years was a transfer from South Carolina. So I don't think the guys they bring the talent they have from the high school ranks is getting coached up that well. And I think that has a lot to do with Fuller. I don't think Fuller's that good. I think he's fine. He's okay. I don't think he's really that good.
Here's a funny subject. In the year 2023, Florida State is still talking about Willie Taggart's buyout. Man, how much do we currently hold him, and how much longer before we complete the buyout? Oh my God! Any Florida State fans got any information on that? How much do you guys still owe Willie Taggart, and how much is the buyout? Now, this is not me asking this question. This is your fans. They're on the timeline asking. I don't know what's left, but this year is the last year we pay him. After 2023,
I thought last year was the last year they paid him. I feel like they've said that it's 3 years in a row. This is the last year we're paying Taggart.
Okay, and then here's another one. January 2024, and FSU pays him $290K per month, minus any current coaching salary. So this one is saying that they'll pay off Willie Taggart by January of 2024. So all the way till next year, $290,000 per month. Jesus, my boy got an NIL deal from Florida State. Alfred will pop some champagne once it's over. So not only are you paying Willie Taggart more, you also extend Norvell to an $8 million a year contract. So that makes Mike Norvell the highest paid coach as of right now in the state of Florida. That's crazy. Now, if you add it all together, first year he went 3-6. Second year he went 5-7. So this year he went 10-3. So 3 plus 5 is 8 plus 10. So he's got 18 wins at Florida State. Losses 6 plus 7, that's 13 plus another 3. So he's 18-16 at Florida State.
Yeah.
So he's 2 wins over 500. And he just got paid the most money in the state of Florida. Make it make sense. His name should never be mentioned aside again once paid off.
I get it. I get it. I'd be the same. Same
He
one.
said, wait, Boxing Monster says T2Y, LA Rams, Lakers, and Dodgers all suck. Well, first of all, I'm not a Dodgers fan. Thank you for, writing
I
that
was about to
lie
say, I
on
didn't know
there.
you were a Dodgers fan.
I've never been a Dodgers fan. I've never even watched a Dodgers game. Shout out to my St. Louis Cardinals, though.
Ooh.
I'm sure Dion is paying him $1 to just stick FSU with the bill. Sarcasm, one of a kind. Wow, they even brought Dion into the conversation. But dang, there's in 2023, they're still talking about Willie Taggart. Man, that's tough. That's tough. Oh, Clemson. Here's a Clemson talk. Prior to facing, this must have been basketball.
It's basketball.
Yeah, I would like to hear his conversation after playing Florida State because he discussed playing them after a 40-point win. I would love to see that conversation. What else?
Man, I want to see what Leonard Hamilton got to say, the Florida State's coach.
Oh, assistant coach salary pool.
They want him gone.
Let's see what they think about these salaries for FSU. Or is it even FSU? Texas Tech announced it has increased salary pool for its 10 assistant coaches to $7.5 million with new multi-year agreements for all coaches. So I guess this is what conversation. Okay, so basically it's a bunch of FSU fans pocket watching the coaches on staff. Atkins is at $1.5 million a year or bust. $1 million.
They probably need to give Atkins a raise because he's gonna get. I already know he's gonna get calls from people. They want. I mean, he's just. I mean, I really like Alex. I think that was Mike Norvell's best hire was Alex Atkins. I think he's really good. I think he'll be a really good offensive coordinator somewhere.
From March 2022, new FSU offensive coordinator Atkins has been at the highest paid assistant coach on Seminole staff with his new deal. He'll make basically $850,000 for each season for the next 3. So their offensive coordinator is not getting paid that great in the States or whatever, if they want to call it. Maybe to Florida State's, standards. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, freaking Gaddis at Miami was making $2 million. But that just goes to show you the amount of money that's put into the program when it comes to coaching. Not saying that Gaddis was a great coach or anything.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying, and the thing is Atkins is actually good. It's not like, and that's the thing. I mean, another program with the money he's making right now, another program could easily come and say, "Well, we could give you this, and you come be our offensive coordinator," and give him a significant pay raise. Because Atkins is really good. I think he's done a good job with the offensive line. He's a really good recruiter. I know he's running Norvell's offense, but he calls the plays. As far as I think he calls a lot of the plays. So I don't know. I think he'd be in everywhere. He's been good everywhere he's been, statistically. So, like especially the offensive line, like everywhere he's been, like their run game, like when he was at Charlotte, I forget the stop he was at before that. Like their run game got significantly better from the year before. So,
all right. So let's take a quick look at some of the top targets that Florida State is going after in the 2024 class before try to wrap this live up. We're going on an hour, almost 2 hours now. So wow, conversation flow, but no FSU fans decided to join the conversation. I guess they're ashamed of their team. That's tough.
That's interesting. They talk a lot on
top
Twitter.
30. They got a top 30 top targets that they're going after in the recruiting class. Josiah Trader, he was crystallized by Wolfong to Miami already. I think when Miami new offense, going towards the air raid more towards passing than the run that it already is. Not saying that it's going to be, heavily passing. It'll attract quarterbacks and receivers more to come. As you guys can see, it was pretty hard to get receivers to commit to Miami this year, but I think that'll change now. They're also going after this guy named Charleston. I think he dropped the top 4 or top 5 so far. I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it has the Gators and Florida State going after him, if I'm not mistaken.
Has he dropped the?
He dropped the top. I think he dropped the top 4 or top 5. I know I seen the Seminoles in there. I think it's a Seminole and Gator race. I think Georgia's probably in there too, and some other. So we'll see if Mike Norvell can land a 5-star cornerback. Unless Deion Sanders want to come in at the last minute and do what he do. I'm pretty sure FSU and Miami fans know what that's about.
You never know.
They do have a running back, 5'10", 200-pound Cameron Davis. He's committed. I think a lot of schools are still taking a swing at him, if I'm not mistaken. I think Miami's taking a swing at him too. So he is committed, but nobody cares. I think I've seen Kirby Smart land a helicopter at his school, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah, he probably did.
who else they going after? Lyndon Thomas. He's a tight end, 6'4", 230, 5-star guy. He's already committed to Georgia, but Florida State. Then you got Nye Carr, wide receiver, 6 foot, 170. He's a 4-star guy. He's already committed to Georgia too. Florida State is swinging at him. Florida State normally in recruiting, I think they're heavy in the state of Georgia. They're definitely heavy in the Panhandle and in the South Carolina, North Carolina areas, and in towards the Midwest. I think they always get a lot of those guys in there, and they'll get a couple guys from South Florida also. But they always swing. It seems like they're swinging morally in the state of Georgia so far on these top prospects that they're going after. Ricardo Jones, he's a safety also from Georgia, 6'3", 200 pounds, 4-star guy. Daylon, another yeah. I'm always doing laundry and I'm live for some reason. Also, Omar White, another guy from Georgia, Valdosta, Georgia. He's already committed to Deion Sanders, of course, 6'3", 307 defensive lineman. They did get a commitment out of a safety out of Florida, 6'1" and a half, 175, whatever, 4-star guy listed. What else are they going after? Like I said, look at most of the places that they go after. It's Georgia, the Panhandle, of course, Pensacola, another Georgia, Clearwater, that's Central Florida, Tallahassee, another Panhandle kid, Fort Myers, Central Florida. Then they finally went down south to St. Thomas Aquinas. So, yeah, these are the top guys that they're going after. They do have a commit in the quarterback already, too, in this guy named Luke. Not going to even attempt that last name.
I'm going to try Luke Cromanho. I don't know. I tried. Cromanho.
The K might be silent. Luke Cromanho.
It could be silent.
I'm just going to say, if he's committed to Florida State, I'm just gonna call my guy Ho.
Yeah, Luke Ho.
Luke Ho, there it is. Then you got another guy, wide receiver, Camden. He's committed 5'11" and a half. So Florida State, oh man, look at that. They got a guy. They even put his photo in with a UM jersey, with a UM underarm. That's crazy. but they're going after him out of Clearwater. Jarvis Boatwright. Who else they got a guy, CJ Hurd. He's committed. He's a safety. 6 foot 200. He's also out of Atlanta. Like I said, most of their guys are either up top, the targets that they go after. It's either up top or in the state of Georgia. They love the state of Georgia.
Oh, yeah. They got a lot of ties there.
Yeah, then they're trying to recruit down in South Florida. 3-star guy here in Jamori Flag, defensive lineman, 6'3", 235. Quincy, Florida. That's where what's his name is from. The kid Darrell Jackson who transferred to Florida State. So they actually left the state of Florida for the first time since we've been looking at the top 30 targets and went over to Louisiana. This guy's a 3-star tight end in Herbert. So
Hubert. This man's name is Hubert.
I'm gonna call him Hobert. Holbert. Holbert. There you go. Another guy committed. Keyshawn Mushburn. He's a 6'2", 280 defensive lineman. Man, Mike Williams in the building. Shout out to all the Seminole fans that did show up tonight. Like I said, this is the first show, so it is rocky. But I mean, it'll get better as the season go on. There'll be a lot more materials and a lot more Seminole fans will, finally come on over and we'll get this thing popping.
Yeah, we need the Seminole fans on here. I don't want to be on here just trashing. I ain't trashing.
Yeah, I told him it's an open mic that they're more than welcome to come on and talk. But a lot of them ain't too proud of their team right now. They don't have the confidence to talk about their team right now. I'm gonna see next Wednesday. I'm gonna try to reach out to 863 Seminole TV to get him to come on and spice it up a little bit. Also, you guys could if you know any Seminole fans that does any podcasts or does any content like that, you guys can refer them to the channel so they could come on and talk that Seminole talk on Wednesday nights. Have some representations if you guys don't want to represent yourself. Mike Williams, William McMillions with the $2 donation. He says, "Go Noles." Appreciate that, boss. Appreciate that. Let me see. I guess since I'm doing Florida State and the Gators this year, I guess I'm gonna have to get some sound clicks for the Florida State Seminoles, the ones that are not insulting, like this one. Or this one. Yeah, so I guess since we have Seminole fans on Wednesday, I guess I'm going to have to find something nice for you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to see you guys getting head bust and, my guy playing the guitar with your feet. Or this one.
We here, we back. We here, we back. And we're going to show that Saturday. We're going to show that Saturday.
Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna have to find some good soundbite for you guys. Don't worry, Florida State fans. I got some for the Gators too. Yeah, it still amazes me. You got two Florida Gator fans on the play blocking each other. I mean Florida Gators, yeah. You say, bro, living in the past. That's tough. We all live in the past. Tell me about your national championship. Oh, you got to go back in the past. You got to go back to 2013. Ain't that the past, my guy? We all live in the past. But anyways, man, I'm going to call it a night. Appreciate all you Florida State fans. Oh, hold on. I see some more comments popping up. Texas Nole fan, enjoy your videos, bro. Even the hate you give, keep the rivalry off the field. All right, bet. Like I said, every Wednesday I'll be doing these shows. It's an open format. You guys, when I put the link in the chat, you could come on here. You could talk your trash, represent your team. You know, represent your team. Said T2Y stole Pope style. What did I steal from Pope? What style did I steal?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
You just trying to dog you.
So only FSU fans in the country are in Tallahassee. That's it.
Trust me. I live in South Carolina. There are a lot up here, more than you think.
John Shield says, "No suck, go Canes." Yes, sir. And of course, the typical 40. I was gonna say 52 to 10, but 45 to 3. TBD, y'all new air raid offense got me worried. Okay, see, I told you, man. There are some Knowles fans that understand. When Tyler Van Dyke was under Reed Lashley, he was doing pretty well.
Clemson and Miami go into the air raid. That's gonna be fun.
Chris says, "Can I come on real quick?" Sure, why not? We're almost at the two-hour marker. Almost time to wrap it up. But I'll throw the link in the chat. And if any FSU fans want to click that link, you're more than welcome to. But we're at the end of the line with the show tonight. Every Wednesdays, guys. Friday live show will be at 9 o'clock also. That'll be Gator Talk, Gator Fridays. So, I mean, all you guys are more than welcome to, stop by on Friday and listen to the Gators cry. Yeah, but the link's in the chat, Chris. He said, "We understand that we're going to steamroll Miami again." Are you now? I don't think your challenge this year is Miami. I think it's more LSU and Clemson. But what's going on, Chris?
Hey, chilling, man.
So what's
trying
up?
To keep everything low key, man. Everybody sleep.
So what's your thoughts, man?
On which topic?
I don't know. You said, "Can I come in real quick?" I thought you had something to say.
I was sitting here. I was listening to I was looking at what some of these fans was in here saying. They are delusional as hell. They on that booger sugar. I done told them. I don't understand it. This whole national championship thing. I seen it. Florida State going to the national championship, brother. Stop it. You had one good season out of 5. Because 4 of those seasons previously, you wasn't saying nothing. But now all of a sudden, because y'all been together the most out of the 3, because y'all coaches wasn't fired, y'all didn't have no rebuild, but y'all had it in them last 4 seasons, but y'all was hush mouth. Y'all get one good season, now y'all think y'all can take on the world? Y'all need to stop it. That's what you need to do. Be consistent in getting more than one winning season. Then you can sit there and be more consistent with your play calling. Be not with your play calling, but be more consistent with beating ranked teams and actually how can I put it? Recruit people instead of getting them from the transfer portal. I thought y'all would have learned from my mistake, but monkey see, monkey do. Y'all got to learn that on your own. But whatever works for y'all, let's see how it works for y'all this year. Can't build chemistry off of transfer portals because once they're gone, they're gone. You have to recruit. That's all there is to it, and that's all I got.
DV, the DV6 says, sit down. Hold on. William says, I'm so glad Texas and Oklahoma are coming to the SEC now. This will stop Georgia from winning every year.
Honestly,
I don't know. It might.
Georgia's about to stop Georgia from winning every year.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Georgia's quarterback play this year is going to be. But, I mean, it's Georgia. They recruit at a high level. So, yeah, we don't want to talk about Georgia right now.
You got to remember, Georgia's been doing this for years. They've been doing this for over 10 plus years. They just started winning national championships, but they've always recruited high. They've always had a great recruit class. They've always had top picks. They've always been in the top 5, top 10. They just had to get over the hump.
Avante B says he need to go back to sleep.
Nah, I ain't been to sleep yet.
He said, I'm recording this. Y'all better own this when we beat y'all.
Who's y'all?
I guess he's talking about Miami. You got a Clemson guy on here. Talk that trash to him too.
Yeah, because you ready to guarantee a win in Death Valley? Because I'll give you props if y'all go and do that. But
you need to. I know one thing you need to record. Since you want to sit here and record stuff, how about you take Daniel Boone off that damn horse? How about you do that? And stop letting people plant flags on y'all field. How about you do that? Since you want to talk so much smack. Y'all can't come on our field and do it. You can talk about Middle Tennessee all you want to, but they ain't never plant no flag on our field. You can talk about FIU all you want. They ain't never plant no flag on our field.
All right, Chris, save this energy for Sundays, man. This is supposed to be Seminole night.
I don't give a damn about no Seminole.
Save this energy for Sunday, man. We're gonna wrap it up right here.
About Pocahontas' brother.
We're gonna wrap this show up right now, man. Almost 2 hours. I'm ready to go to sleep. Thank you, Jordan, for coming on. Gator Friday. We'll be talking about the Florida Gators on Friday at 9:00. And on Sundays during the season, we'll talk about all college football. I might even start doing the Sunday shows in the off season, depending on if there's an attraction going on. But anyway, Seminole fans, like, share, subscribe. Tell a Seminole fan to come on out Wednesday night. Come talk y'all trash. Come tell me how good your team is, how you going to win the ACC, how you going to win the national championship and all that good stuff. How you love Mike Norvell and Alfred and Jordan Travis is the new Heisman Trophy winner and all that good stuff. Like, share, subscribe. Catch y'all another time next week. Goodbye. Wait a minute. We got a Seminole in the back.
Man, look, I had to jump on in here.
All right, talk your trash, Joshua.
I had to jump on in here. Nah, it ain't even about the trash talk, man, because like I'm a real fan, so I understand what it takes, you know what I'm saying, in the rebuild. So it's more on the lines of like the consistency. Just like Buddy was saying, like they got to be more consistent. They got to stay consistent. If they don't stay consistent, then just as fast as they rose up this past year, it could all fall apart.
Josh, we about to end the show, but I want to ask you a quick thing before we go. What's your expectation this season, record-wise, and what are you looking for as an improvement? And basically, next week Wednesday, I will be on, so feel free to jump in here, talk that Seminole talk, man. Like I said, I'm opening up the platform. You guys are welcome because, if you just let me talk, I'm just going to trash y'all or I'm just going to be biased. So I want you guys to actually come in here and talk.
Oh, yeah. See, I had my hands full. That's why I couldn't jump in. I was going to jump in earlier, but my expectations for real, man, is like we did good this past year. We did all right this past year. We let some games slip that shouldn't have. We got to be able to trust our kicker one. We got to be able to trust our kicker.
No. You can't trust that guy.
I mean, the thing is, like that game we lost to NC State. We let him kick a 52-yard field goal. He hit it. and then from what 26, you're gonna go for it on 4th down and lose the game.
Now let me didn't you guys actually get a commitment from the #1 kicker or something like that?
Yeah,
There you go. Y'all, it seemed like Mike's trying to improve that.
yeah, he's trying
Yeah.
to improve that, and I'm
I
down
give
with that.
him
I'm
no
down with
credit.
that.
I
I'm
give
cool
him
with
that
that,
respect.
but
I
this
give him
is
that
all gonna come
respect.
down to consistency, not letting big plays bust out. It's just gonna be consistency.
All right, so expectation going into spring then.
Well, going into spring,
I say my
it's gonna be
expectation for
who's showing
y'all.
up.
Yeah, my expectation for y'all going in the spring is the transfer guys that y'all brought in. How do they mesh with the team, and how do they look? In the game setting. That's what I want to see from you
I mean, yeah,
guys.
that's really what I want to see is like how they actually, what I'm saying, get into the culture. You know what I'm saying? How they are in the locker room with the rest of the team. Do they actually mesh? How they getting down with the system, everything else? Because some of these guys had real talent at the schools they were at, but it's a change. Some of them are coming up from D2. You know what I mean? I mean, we can't really knock it because we done got players out of D2 or lower schools that came up and did well and are doing well.
All
But
right. So
it's
one
just
one
going to be
last
how they can
question.
mesh into the system.
One last question for you before we end this. Clemson, going into that Clemson, you guys haven't beat them since 14. So what are your expectations in that game this year? You came close last year.
I expected to be a good game. You know what I'm saying? I expect it to be a good game. I don't expect it to be easy for either team. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be
I agree.
the possessions, who can hold on to the ball the longest, not the turnover. The turnovers are going to be the turnovers are going to be key. Whoever turned the ball over going to more than likely lose.
All right, man. Well, next week Wednesday I'll be doing this again, Seminole Wednesday. Come through. If you got any Seminole fans that that want to come through and talk, that Seminole talk, then invite them.
For sure.
Boxing Monster, appreciate that 199. He said Seminole T2Y. Appreciate that, boss. Appreciate that.
I remember that.
I'm gonna hit you with a simple one this time. I ain't gonna hit you with no hate.
I made a little bit of money. I made a little bit of money.
All right, so appreciate you. Appreciate everybody for coming through tonight. Appreciate everybody that hit the
Yes,
like
sir.
button, subscribe to the channel, or just watch the channel at all. Appreciate all y'all. Good night, folks.
Good night. Good night. Blue
For sure.
Kings. Sure.